Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley over here trying to lose 20 pounds in 1 week because it's Super Bowl week next week. And it's like a big ass reunion, alumni reunion. You come back like, oh, hey, that means you don't look the same. So I'm trying to make sure I look the same. May go on a lemonade diet. I may not just eat until next week. I don't know. Or I might just say, funk it. This is who I am. 280, boy. Ain't nothing changed. All right, man. Love for you guys. I hear y'all out there chirping. Let's learn some life lessons. Talk it through sports and entertainment. Cover the media like the media covers everything else. Let's get into this one with Brock Purdy. A lot of conversation about this. Seems like Cam Newton has become the face of this conversation just because of how real he is talking about Brock Purdy. I say real because he's speaking from his experience and mapping it on to what we see from Brock Purdy. Now, Brock Purdy got the stats that shows you he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. At the same time, we also have experience with this system. We got experience with Kyle Shanahan. We got experience with Jimmy G. We got experience with the 49ers where it has looked like at times plug and play at the quarterback position. So who gets washed away in that wash? Brock Purdy and his assessment. Is he great or is he just playing in a great system? That's the conversation, right? Well, Cam, obviously, because he played the position, was an MVP in the NFL. Say what you want. I hate when people say, well, outside of his MVP year, how about I just say inside my MVP year? You can't just get an MVP. So we're not going to exclude his MVP year. We're not going to exclude the 15-1 season. We're going to talk about him in totality, right? So the guy has experience playing quarterback from the mountaintop. He says that Brock Purdy is not someone who's elite, but a game manager, not a game changer. That's his words. So now it's caught fire. Other people chirping in. You pick your side. That's what they doing. We got right now Nick Wright, who is actually hearing what Cam Newton is saying and echoing it as well. Take a listen.
Hey, Cam nailed it. Come on. Hold up. I feel just like Cam. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's trash. And
what is Brock Purdy?
So listen.
Very good.
I am not even, it's not like I'm giving anyone who could possibly have the nod over Purdy the nod. Charvarius Ward was an all-pro this year. I don't have him on the list ahead of him. Kyle Juszczyk's the best fullback in football, but it's the fullback position. Sorry, but I'm not going to put him ahead of him. So I still had Purdy 10th. So just show him real quick. And maybe you're going to disagree with 8 and 9. Maybe you'd have him 8. But Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Fred Warner, Nicky Bosa, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Drake Greenlaw, and Javon Hargrave. Again, if you want to parse that he should be 9th ahead of Hargrave, so be it. That is, and I don't really even care the defensive players ahead of him. I think we all agree Trent, Christian McCaffrey, Kittle, and Ayuk are better than him, and Deebo, when healthy, I think is as well. So, it's not that's not unfair.
Well, and since you're not being unfair to him,
yes.
First of all, if that were true, there's no shame.
Okay, so Cam Newton has come out and said he can't be a game changer when you are 10th best on your own team. And I was trying to add them up, and I started to add them up, and I was like, because that's something that you never put in terms of structure until somebody else does it. It's like, dog, he number 10 if he top 10. And you be like, wait a minute. It happens a lot in the NBA all the time. Somebody be like, oh, Kevin Durant ain't top 10. Or somebody say Kevin Durant is top 10. And you start going through the names, you be like, oh, that is tough. Steph Curry top 10. Oh, that is tough, right? You got to figure it out after you hear the structure. So Nick Wright went there and broke it down. You know one thing about Nick Wright. He gonna break it down. That dude does his work and he displays his work and his process. So, I saw that and I had to agree. Then I had to check myself in agreement to what they're saying. Okay, Brock Purdy's a game manager. Brock Purdy is number 10 on his team if he top 10. Then I start saying, why are they making Brock Purdy have to fight their fight? Cam Newton, Nick Wright, others, right? Watch this in life. People will make you fight their fight, right? You know how they do it? They'll start to make you value what they value but not what's most valuable. What's most valuable to Brock Purdy right now is being the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. It's irrelevant how good he is in terms of people's perception. It's certainly relevant on that field how productive he is. But when you take that and now extract it to a conversation that we're having about, is he elite? Is he just all right? Is he a game manager? Is he a game changer? I hope Brock Purdy ain't out there trying to fight that fight with us. Because that's how, in part, Lamar Jackson, it looked like in the AFC Championship game, got caught up. I've told you stories before about quarterbacks that I know who would listen to the critics. I ain't tripping on them. And then go out there and perform trying to silence those same critics. That's what Lamar Jackson got caught up in, trying to silence the critics. Oh, man, come on, dog. I can pass from here and all that. Run, like run, not run and escape. Run, like you can't get caught, right? He wasn't running like that. He was trying to stay in that pocket, be pretty like that, etc. So Brock Purdy, right now, his name, I have not seen any evidence of him supporting this, but his name is out there in a place where they're trying to pressure Brock Purdy to fight our fight. Where do we rank him? Who is he? If he goes out there and balls, guess what? He's going to be perceived better. And then every time he goes through the progression of playing better, we always say but. It's a but statement. But. And then when he doesn't, then you say, ha. So it's all confirmation bias based on where you perceive him. Where do you perceive Brock Purdy? We were told to perceive him as Mr. Irrelevant. So that's why it's so difficult for so many people to go out there and see Brock Purdy as a baller. Just like it was so difficult and so hard for people to let go in San Francisco that Alex Smith wasn't that dude. And he had his resurgence, but still, all in all, you hold on to it. Baker Mayfield, shot after shot. There's a huge argument about how good Baker Mayfield is. And a lot of people were holding on to he was better than perceived. Well, now we look at Brock Purdy. People are looking at it like, yo, I don't know if he's better than we see. I don't know where to put him. I think he's worse than the record. I think he's worse than his stats. Our perception is off. So that's so important in terms of like what you see from a player, let alone a quarterback, is how was he introduced? How do you get introduced to him? Because you never get a second chance to make that first impression. So if I'm Brock Purdy, I'm staying out of this. I'm talking about mentally. I'm talking about in terms of my energy. I'm talking about in terms of my essence. Don't even engage. Don't even try to set us straight. Ball, dog. It will all set itself straight, like Tom Brady did. Number 6 round pick. What was he? Number pick 159 or something like that. Forget the number. It used to be a good number, too. And Tom Brady just kept steady Eddie. Just kept going. Kept it going to the point where we had to get on board. So I hope he understands it's very irrelevant. Like, I don't understand. The dude's in the Super Bowl and we still trying to say game manager, game changer, game elite, all that kind of stuff. So tell me what y'all think about Cam Newton and Nick Wright now joining forces in terms of saying, hey, I don't know where he is, but he's certainly not in the elite category on his own team. Think about it. It's 22 starters, right? And you number 10, you mid-packing almost, right? A little better than the average, barely, like a C+, B- on your own team, let alone league-wide, but his stats say different. Where would you rank Brock Purdy? Let's hear that. And also, should we be looking at this as a comparison by position, or should we just keep them straightforward, straight in the conversation? Compare Brock Purdy to all the other quarterbacks. Is he top 10 in that conversation? All right, let's get into something that's funny, a little lighthearted on this show. Y'all know me, I ain't scared of the smoke, but I like clean, clear air, right? Even though I live in LA, smog city. Okay, so let's talk about this one right now. Matt Leinart and Richard Jefferson, my dogs, they went out there and they had some hilarious skit where they were just talking about we're sports broadcasters. And talking about some of the duties of a sports broadcaster, talking about some of the perceptions of a sports broadcaster, but talking all things sports broadcaster. So take a listen to this. It's hilarious.
We're sports broadcasters. Of course we're going to criticize players way better than us. We're sports broadcasters. I have an opinion about everything. We're sports broadcasters. Yes, we have votes for MVP, even though we weren't even all-stars. We're sports broadcasters. Every time I have a great opinion... Really quickly, I just have something that I want to say. We're sports broadcasters. Everybody hates us on Twitter, but wants to hang out with us in real life. We're sports broadcasters. We both didn't make it in our sport. That's why we talk about it. Whoa. I played 17 years. We're sports broadcasters. We have to watch every game, even sports we didn't play. We're sports broadcasters. We're not biased, but we're biased. We're sports broadcasters. Of course I'm going to tell you what it takes to win a championship, even though I didn't win one. We're sports broadcasters. We laugh with the guys we used to compete against, even though we hate them.
Okay, so y'all have all y'all. First of all, I want y'all to pause right now. No, actually don't pause. Just think about it. Y'all can do two things at once. Rank the top 3 things you heard right there. I was cracking up. I'll give you my honorable mention before I give you my top 3. My honorable mention was we're not biased, but we're biased. And the reason it wasn't top 3 is because everybody's biased. I'm biased. No matter how 100 I'm keeping it 100 from a lens and an experience and a perspective that was built. And guess what? We all built different, all right? We're all uniquely the same. But the unique part is, who else from where I'm from? Who else grew up like I grew up? Who else saw what I saw? Nobody. Not a single soul. That's why I hate group thinking. That's why I hate group thought. That's why I don't group myself up with nobody. Hey, whatever. All right, yeah. You can think we together, but we ain't. I'll be on the same team with you. I'm like, fool, we don't kick it like that. We just the same team. You don't believe me? Watch when you get traded or watch when I get cut. You ain't called me. I ain't called you. Like, stop it with this, right? So it's okay. Everybody wants to feel comfortable around something else, so they gonna say it's theirs. But reality, we know what it is. You leave that job, how many people you still talking to? How many people you still talk to from the first grade? Remember your mama rushing you to every party? Oh, that's your friend. That's your best friend. Mama ain't gonna know this fool in 6 years. So I'm not with that. But I thought that was hilarious because we're not biased. We're not supposed to be. But we're all biased. Even if you keep it at 100 objective, you're still biased. Okay, now here are my top 3. I don't know how to rank them. I'm just going to say them, and then y'all tell me where to rank them, okay? What it takes to win a championship, even though I didn't win one. We're sports broadcasters. I never won a championship. I used to crack up, like literally stir up a little bit and say it too, like, dog, we in the playoffs. I'm 0 for 3 in the playoffs. I'm over here criticizing Aaron Rodgers. For what? Dog, and look, it's not helping my career by saying for what, but it's reality. Like, ain't you sitting there like, why this dude telling me? And people at home won as many playoff games as I did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? But then I'm sitting next to somebody who didn't even play. So I'm like, well, I could talk more than you. Or you weren't good at all, so I could talk more than you. But even if he sucks in this game, kind of beat me, right? So that cracks me up. Another one that cracks me up is we're sports broadcasters and we criticize players way better than us. Now, that wasn't always the playoffs talk, right? Sometimes in the playoffs, I'm better than somebody, but their team is better. So I ain't feel so bad about that. But when dudes, future Hall of Famers have a bad game. You got to do your job, right? Do your job. Keep it in perspective, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can watch a great game from a player. Me, some of my great games, right? One game I had 2 sacks and a forced fumble, tackle for loss in the first 3 plays. Had a great game. Killed him. Buffalo. I was in San Diego playing against my old team, Buffalo. Destroyed them. You know how many bad plays I had in that game? The game was 75 plays. I just named 3. And that 2 sacks and a forced fumble, tackle for loss, that's a game. That is 3 plays out of 75. There are 72 other ones we haven't talked about. And let me just tell you, I lost contain here, missed an assignment there, didn't hustle fully there. So you imagine, no one has played a perfect game. I know y'all gonna say the Yankees, what was his name? Rivera, he did. Stop it. That was 1 inning. Or no one does. Baseball, even in baseball, they get hit. Suckers just be hitting it. Sometimes they hit it 300. and somebody catch it, right? Or sometimes you just see a whole game. You're like, man, that ain't perfect. Like a lot of balls in there, right? A lot of tip fouls, etc., almost in play. But when you watch football, it's never, I mean never. I don't care who, name them. No one's ever had a perfect game. No one. No one. Not for real. Not for real. Like, I know the assignment was missed. I don't care if they went 5 for 5 throwing the ball. No running back ever. Quarterbacks got a shot because they could not miss a pass, but that could have been their bad read, the third read. You should have went to the first read. You would have had a touchdown. Instead, you just got a little 4-yard completion. You get it? So that one cracks me up when we're sitting up there holier than thou, and we are criticizing players way better than us. And let me just tell you this. When you see them in real life, they remind you. They be like, hey, dog, for real? All they got to say is, for real? Like this. You ever see somebody go like this? For real? Like that. That's how it go. And the other one I love is everyone, this is for y'all. Everybody hates us on Twitter, but want to hang with us in real life. Ah, man, I have this conversation so many times. I have never in my life have ever experienced someone physically in my personal space or proximity diss me. And I know y'all diss me on comments. I know y'all diss me on Twitter. I know y'all diss me and curse me out at your house and nobody can hear it or your boys hear it. But I have never. Now, some people say, oh, because you big. Now, I say this because I tell my wife this and I tell everybody else I know that's in front of a camera. Oh, they going to clown you when they ain't around you. But when they near you, oh, they going to be like, ah, can I? You know, people have been caught up in firestorms. You know, everybody, it seems like, lighting them up. Wow. And then you see that person out in the middle of that firestorm. And guess what people are doing? All around them, clamoring. Name them. Name whatever you want. Name them. Name them. Still, everywhere they go. And then at the same time, how dare you? Because y'all some punks. Like, it's just simple. Like people ain't going to keep the same energy. I don't know why that's a phrase that's so often used when so few you actually live it. Keep the same energy. That's why I'm lighthearted, because I'm going to keep this energy. I don't act gangster and then get in front of you and then be like, hey, no. I'm not tripping, dog, even if you think I am. I'm not tripping. I got itty bitties to take care of. They come before you. So I laugh when I see people diss me, because I'm like, as soon as I see them at the snack stand, they're going to be like, hey, Wiley. Now, I tell you how people do diss you in public. They don't look at you. They don't talk to you. They ignore you. They be like, But where's that energy? You didn't ignore me when I was on air and you were writing. Oh, you sorry ass motherfucker. You wasn't ignoring me then. But when I see you, I ain't sorry ass motherfucker. You know who I am? I see it. That's why you spilled your drink. Doing this. Scary ass. So those are the three. You tell me what y'all think about those. I thought it was hilarious, but true. A lot of it, right? We need more of this humor in sports. We need more of that self-deprecating humor. Like, okay, let me come from the mountaintops and act like I'm just a normal person still, because that's the people. Those are the people I know, and that's the sports media I love. And RJ did a good job of downplaying his career. RJ was a man. RJ was a dude in the league. We all know that. And Matt Leinart, I don't care what he did in the league. That sucker set the college world on fire to the point where he always going to eat off of that. Boss. All right, now let's get into this. Because the power of words can make people think you're a boss, even though you don't even know where the company is. You could be perceived as a boss in this world and not know what the hell you talking about. Came across this, and it really shows you the power of words and the power of manipulation. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about? Take a listen.
What? All you all think smoking kills? Let me tell you something. Do you know that the amount of people dying from diabetes are 3 times as many people dying from smoking? Yet if I pulled a Snicker bar, nobody would say anything. Do you know that the leading cause of lung cancer is not actually a cigarette? It's your DNA. You could smoke for years and nothing will ever happen to you. This whole war against smoking is just to restrict the farming of tobacco. Mr. Council Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I use these arguments, even though I just made them up, with a group of my friends. And the results, 5 of them believed what I said. 2 of them started smoking. Words, when said and articulated in the right way, can change someone's mind. They can alter someone's belief. You have the power to bring someone from...
Wasn't it in the Bible talking about how powerful the tongue is? And it wasn't because of kissing, right? I was thinking about kissing the other day. You know I'm so random. I was thinking about kissing the other day. I was like, that's really not a great form of intimacy. Like, if you think about it, of all the ways we could be intimate in this world, little animals, kissing and holding. Like, I don't know why I was randomly thinking about that, but I am not being random when I say this. There is power in words. And I was reluctant to believe in that because I'm sticks and stones, break my bones. Words will never hurt me. I grew up that way and I believe that. But at the same time, every time I hear a flattering word, it makes me feel better. Every time I hear something that's not for me, discouraging, disparaging, it doesn't make me feel bad, but it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel as good. I don't feel bad. I feel less than I would have if I didn't read that, whatever that is. Or not even less sometimes. I feel misdirected, right? Because now I'm like, is that true? Oh, it is true. Is that good? No, that ain't that good. Well, maybe they're wrong. No, maybe I'm wrong. Like that. Now, in a world where you only have time as your greatest asset is how much time you got on that clock. Then it starts to get into how much time you have healthy on that clock. Then it gets into that, how much time do you have healthy and wealthy on that clock? And wealth is not just money. It's riches around you, wife, kids, etc. Family, support. You start getting into all that, right? So the number one is time. Because without time, you ain't nothing. You have nothing. You have no time, right? So I'm like, I'm wasting my time when things are negative. What I love about what he said is the power in the words comes in part from the power in articulation. How you articulate, and this is a lesson for all those out there, and I'm speaking largely to the underserved, people like me growing up, right? I'm speaking largely to the groups that want to keep it real and authentic. What we were talking about yesterday, what Ryan Clark was saying about Lamar Jackson, etc., which I thought was misaligned. But the point is, we know there's an audience of people who are staying down, keeping it real, authentic, right? And I want to show you how they're missing the boat and really cutting off their opportunities. There's a power in words. There's a power in articulation. There's a power in perceptional presence, how you're perceived. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay. The same exact words could come out of that homeless wino bum in front of the liquor store, T&D's on Slauson. Same exact words. And then it could come from that CEO with that crispy suit who just got out of a Rolls Royce from his chauffeur. The same words, and don't you dare lie and say which one hits different. Hits you harder, as I should say, right? So we all know there are rules to this game because we're all playing the game of life. I'm trying to help you. So there's an assumed intelligence that comes from what? It comes from what you're wearing. Dress matters. That's why business people for so long were dressing that way. Now you start to see it's a whole flip of it. Understated is the true power, right? Blending in is the true power because we're not the same. Mark Zuckerberg, who has his office and his desk out on the floor with everyone else that he works with, not the big corner office, right? So I'm trying to show you the power in these perceptions that occur. The power comes from the Ross Perot quote. If you've never heard it, there was a meeting, let's say a big long table, boardroom table, and everyone's standing around. 9 o'clock happens. Okay. 9 o'clock, 9:01, they're sitting there. They're like, Ross Perot just sitting there mingling and stuff. And then, this is a true story. And then they were like, sir, would you like to take your seat so we can get the meeting started? You know. And he was like, oh, I thought wherever I sat was the head of the table. And he sat right there, not even at the head of the table, right in the middle of the chairs. And they were like, okay. And that's how they proceeded. You get the power in that? Like, so many times culturally, perceptually, it's presented in these packages. What's your family history? Where did you go to school? What are you driving? What are you wearing? Where are you from? Etc. Right? And now you're starting to see that be manipulated. And that manipulation is now like where Ross Perot. Wherever I am is the head of the table. Mark Zuckerberg, wherever my office is, I'm the CEO, right? Etc. But here's the craziest thing where you get manipulated, because you got to catch these transfers. The media is the craziest manipulator of them all. Yes, we're guilty of that. I say we because I'm in the media. Here's the guilt that I will profess. That you have the opportunity, you have the platform where you can actually not state facts, but actually go out there and give your opinion. Not just any opinion, but a provocative, powerful opinion, and know that it will be misconstrued as facts. Just like he did. He just gave you opinions. He didn't give you facts because they weren't supported. He made it up. So that's an opinion, right? I'm just thinking. My opinion, anything that's not factual, it's your opinion. Now, your opinion could be true to you, but is it a fact? That means it's true. It's just true to me. So I can make up anything. And guess what happens? Because the media knows that you guys are not doing mass fact checks. You're not doing fact checks in droves. So I have a million words coming at you right now. You're not about to fact check them all. So I can state and profess a powerful opinion, and you'll take it as fact. That's what happened with President Trump. That's what happens with Barack Obama before he even got into office. People were just saying stuff, and then they finally had to have hearings and conversations like, wait a minute, is that true? Like every time it's an election cycle, watch it. People just gonna say anything, and it goes unchecked, right? It's untethered. It's just loose opinions. But there's so many of them. And they look so smart, those people, don't they? And they got on their suits. And those studios look so nice. Oh, I gotta believe them. And then you flip the channel and hear exactly the opposite. You ever get caught up in that? It's hilarious. Now, why am I bringing all this up? You know I don't give a damn about no damn politics to that degree, etc. Even though it matters. I don't try to force and sway you where to vote. I just tell you who I support and who you should support. Who I support, right? Because I vetted them. But vote for who you want. Come out the booth, and we still homies. I don't do that. But I do this. I talk about this to the underserved. I talk about this those who don't have that understanding of this greater, larger world, right? At least I didn't have it when I was growing up. There's a science of life that I want people to understand, right? And if you don't want to play the game of life and you don't want to apply the science to the game of life, then you're going to be loosely based in reality. And it's not going to work for you fully. What leaves the underserved behind is the fact that they have been told not to value the game of life, not to value the science of life, the things you have to do, the things you should do, the things that give you the best odds and percentage chances to succeed. They've been told, as I was told, and man, they trying to control you. Who are they? Them. Who are them? They. Oh, you're sitting there like, what are you talking about? So I'm gonna give it to you like this. When you want to manipulate someone, the power is in the tongue. Right? The power is in the words. The power is in how you articulate. The power is in your presence. The power is in your body language. The power is in your dress. The power is in your tone. Right? And these are all weapons that we're all able to access. Right? But how many times have you seen this? And this is not racial, because if you know the history of this world, especially the history of this country, you realize a lot of people have stepped in this in terms of ethnicity and groups. I know a lot of times you say underserved, people start thinking black and brown. That's a manipulation. There's so many more white people out here broke, way more, but I digress. Here's the manipulation. They tell those in those positions, not color, positions. Somehow, some way it circulates. Man, don't care. Pull your pants down. Nobody tripping. Act like how you want to act, man. Nobody tripping. Okay. How did you get manipulated when you believe someone checks those boxes? They are able to manipulate you. So when someone is not checking those boxes, guess what they're not able to do? Not only manipulate you, but pretty much convince you. Brock Purdy didn't check that box coming into the league. Still got a ton of naysayers. You walk up to somebody, not tripping on how you look, not tripping on how you sound, not tripping on how you dress, not tripping on where you, what you got out of and doing. No, not tripping. Like, people understand circumstances, but you ain't caring. Guess what they gonna say? I ain't caring. No matter who it is. You could say it's your mentor. You could say it's somebody you want a job from. Whoever it is, check the box. That doesn't mean, hey, I gotta come trim, burn. That means show that you care in the positions that you are in. That's the power of it. Because that's what he was able to do. He was able to sit up there. What y'all talking about? Oh, you talking about this? Oh, y'all don't know about this? And he started to own that space, which made us believe what he was saying. Now, it was pretty easy to fact check. Like, what? Diabetes does what compared to heart? Stop it. Like, everybody knows that, right? But the point is, he still was able to convince his group. That's what you have in power too. If you own your position, if you own what you have, hey, I'm from here. I own this, but I'm trying to show you I got a higher presence than what you are judging me by. Bam, people gonna believe into that. That's what he did. He showed that power right there. So don't get swayed with these powerful opinions thinking they facts. Stop watching them shows and be like, yep. Because if you flip the channel, you're going to say, nope. Because they're going to say just the opposite. What do you guys think about this, man? This whole battle. Because it's like this battle right now, I think, seems globally, like from real and authenticity versus, nah, I'm just going to sway you. You can really have a campaign based on BS and get a lot of support. Because a lot of people ain't going to go past the cover. People don't even read full articles now. They read headlines and scroll through. And this is what they do. They read headlines and read comments. So it's the blind leading the blind, because the people in the comments didn't read the article either. That's why I don't triple people when they be saying stuff. I'm like, dog, you didn't even read it. I get in group text. You ever get in a group text and somebody going hot 100? They mad. I was like, dog, did you read that? Did you read what you so mad at? No, I'm just saying, why would they even want to do that? If you would have read it, you would have known why they wanted to do that. That's the point. So tell me what you think about the science of life. I know some people are going to be like, it's so cringe to buy into certain rules and to buy into certain science of life. Don't work hard and see how it works, right? Check it out, all right? I can keep going. Every high school locker room in the world is the science of life. Determination, desire, dedication, poise. You gotta display these things to be the best version of yourself. All right, y'all, coming up next on Never Shut Up. It's gonna be quick. Funk up some comments. Wileyism, we out of here. Next on Never Shut Up, Brinks TV, Reach TV. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, you sound like a sellout. No, I'm just not buying in to BS. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley. Look at me, looking like a detective over there. That was that detective look. Like, boy, what you been doing? Y'all see me? Oh, y'all see me on Brinks TV? All right, go to Brinks.tv, get 1,000. I got 1,000, a stack of them. Yeah, they call Brinks Bucks. I'll hook you up. Go to Brinks.tv and check out all of the awesomeness. That's what we say over there. Also, make sure that you check me out on WileyWins.com. Y'all got y'all Super Bowl bets in yet? Let me just take y'all money. If y'all ain't saying Chiefs with me, then y'all gonna lose. I don't know about this though. Maybe Brock Purdy shows out, because if he shows out, woo, they gonna show up with the Brinks Bucks a lot of money. And make sure you take care of my heart as we take care of our communities, as we take care of all the itty bitties out there. Yes, make sure you go to projecttransition.org. Log on. Recurring donors get this: $5 a month. $60 one-time donation takes care of an itty bitty, man. We got them itty bitties. We take them everywhere. We take them to country clubs, take them out to these 5-star restaurants. They go to the games. And once you leave your borders, it's called Beyond Borders. Once you leave your borders, you may come back physically, but mentally you're gone. Mentally, you're in a different place. Mentally, you are now chasing those aspirations. Let's go do it together. All right, let's focus some comments. Focus some comments here. Ryan Clark on Lamar. What Ryan Clark said is stupid. He's working an angle to make himself seem smart. Doug Williams came from an HBCU school, so he can't be authentically black. Boy, stop. Damn. I mean, sometimes you just don't need to chime in on anything else. Yeah, but I will, because I'm a blabbermouth. I swear, nothing, I can't see right now nothing more crippling in terms of mindset than this, the authenticity card, the hard card. I think Joe Budden even was talking about these pseudo street dudes. Like, there's such this gravitational pull to staying down, literally like staying down. I'm from it. What's up? You ain't real. You ain't wearing your hair like this. Shut your shit. What? Like, dog, what if it's really a simple equation? If you are black, whatever you do is black. But people are so caught up in what culture told them, and culture is not even strictly defined. It's just what most of us think. So, if you look, I give you some lighthearted ones. Oh, you don't like soul food? Like people, right? And then some of the bad ones, growing up, lighthearted. Let's stay lighthearted. You don't like soul food? So? You don't like rap? So? You like bike ride? I mean, skateboarding. What? Oh, really? You like rock and roll? Huh? All right. So here's some of the bad ones. Oh, really? Oh, really? You just gonna be, you a nerd. You studying too much. You trying to sound white. What? Hey, see what I'm saying? So it's all caught up in the same grip of like, this is what we do. Well, I'm part of y'all, right? Yeah. Well, this is what we do now. Right? Like, if your family never been on vacation and then you take them on vacation, guess what we do now, family? We vacate. We go on vacays, right? My parents never went on an airplane. My dad, maybe. I don't think so. He drove from Texas to San Diego. My mama never went on the airplane till I got to the league. Then she got on airplanes. Guess what my mama do now? She go on planes. Before, she didn't. Y'all get this? Grow, people, grow. NFL's already like 75% brothers. Like, the fuck more you want. It's so silly. No, it's just, cats just know they can say anything, and cats will say anything. Making the AFC Championship, no small accomplishment. Lamar don't pay guys like Ryan Clark no attention. There were not many people who even believed Lamar would be successful in the NFL. Ryan Clark also was on record saying he thought Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Lamar. Oh, really? Receipts. Everyone in this media space say and do things for views and attention. Yes, we do. There is no true analysis today. Well, I disagree. Just a bunch of hot takes. Yes, a lot. Not all. But look, don't blame them. Like, the only way you're going to get some raw sauce is on the internet. Because, no, I won't say that. That's wrong. The only way you're going to see a top dog give you raw sauce is on the internet. You can see some other dudes who are really doing great, but they're not going to be the top dog, right? It's just the way it goes, because the economic model it doesn't reward that behavior, and that behavior is what gets you paid, right? So you gotta skip Bayless it. I mean, to a large degree, you gotta bring the theater, and the theater is when you get loose with the facts, right? And then you start going down lanes to pander and to appease, and you know how the game goes. I ain't telling you nothing new. If anyone has to win a sporting event for the culture, that culture is doomed and needs to fix their culture. Amen. And props to Ryan Clark in solidifying his position as the biggest buffoon at ESPN. I ain't gonna go there. He's so stupid. There's a contest for that. But at the same time, let's say this. I don't even like going into name calling all that. That's weak. What's strong is that's wrong, bruh. You limiting cats like that. And why you won't address that? Like you limiting the kid who grew up. So my son MJ, who has never cut his hair, 8 years old, got the raggediest fro ever, but he just MJ. He don't care. He don't even want to. I love it. Who talks at times like this, Dad. Oh my God, you got to think about it, Dad. I mean, look, he don't sound like I grew up. And I'm glad, because he ain't grow up where I grew up. I'll be like, you faking it, bro. It's one way, like, which way we gonna have it? Are we gonna be the Michael Irvins who's like, dog, you faking your existence, son? Which I love. He's like, dog, you grew up behind gates. So it's okay to act like you did. Or we're gonna be the ones who get mad that their son sounds like he's articulate and whatever the hell, like educated. Like, so I don't like it because it limits people. I don't like that. Commentary from Clark and others is why I don't listen to the Pivot podcast or any shows on ESPN. People just get on TV and say the dumbest stuff. All right, we got Ryan Clark nailed. We got him there. Going 100%. Until people find their identity in Jesus Christ, they will continue to struggle. Go read Galatians 2:20. Okay, you said it. What are we talking about? Going 100%? Oh, okay, I got you. Honestly, not too many established black men want to address people out there who are mixed race in a positive light. For that, I appreciate you, Marcellus Wiley. All right, well, let me address that. I'm not insecure. I'm definitely not insecure. I have wars with confidence because confidence is the negotiation of doubt. You got to know how to manage doubt, right? But I'm not insecure, right? So things that I'm trying to do, I'm making sure my confidence is supreme. So I'm having a negotiation because there's always going to be, and the doubt actually sharpens your approach. Like people get mad at doubt. First of all, don't get mad at anything that's real. Don't get mad at it. Use it. Figure out why is it there. It's there because it really is trying to help you. But if you don't deal with it, you ignore it, or you don't use it properly, it will destroy you. That's what this stuff is, right? There is God, devil, whatever you want to call your concepts. They're real, right? And they're real because they go at it, and you're going to have to prop him up and push him down. You can't ignore him. He's going to be hitting you in the back of the head. Oh, ain't no negative thoughts, and they just smacking you. Like, yeah, okay. So you got to learn how to have that negotiation. Since I'm not insecure, I address things that other people don't want to address, or they don't address it trying to bring it together. They want to win. I don't like winning. Who cares? Like, I ain't gonna win. I know in life I'm gonna end up losing. I'm gonna die one day. To me, that's a loss. That's a hell. I'm trying to win all the way through it, but I know it's gonna end like this. Like, come on. So when it's a sensitive subject like that, don't try and win the subject. Just think about bringing it together so we can understand the positives and the negatives that come from this conversation. And mixed people have I guess you want to call me pure black, which ain't nothing called pure black. No such thing as pure black, right? They let me, people who represent me, punk them. And they let white people punk them too. Why y'all getting punked? Man, I wish I was mixed race. I'd be like, black and white, proud. Which one are you? You got to be black. No, I don't. First of all, how you going to tell me you ain't me? Second of all, how you going to tell me you ain't it? I wish I would. What? I got 9%, I think, Western European in me. Y'all know what happened back in 17. Let me stop. All right, I got 9%. I don't know how deep, like where exactly. I don't know what street. Slauson in Ireland or wherever the hell. I don't know where it was. But the point is, I got some European in me, baby. And I got 61% Nigerian. All right. I wish a Nigerian would come up to me like Acho or somebody. Who else I know are Nigerian? Whoever. And then be like, oh, you're not pure Nigerian. I was like, fool, you probably ain't either. 100? Ain't nobody 100. But even if you are, so you ain't gonna discount my 61, and you ain't gonna make me feel shame for my 9% either. That's how y'all gotta live. If y'all ain't living like that, y'all gonna have problems in this world. You better own who you are. Own who you are. I don't care what it sounds like. Own it. Damn it. That's the game. All right, y'all know how we finish every show. We finish with a Wileyism. Yeah. Damn, I can't spin no more in this chair. Airplanes take off against the wind, not with it. So I'm in the NFLPA, y'all know, and they send us every Friday these updated Wileyisms, I like to call them. But they just send us Friday tips and like beautiful expressions. This one was really long, but I shortened it. Don't know if it's true because I don't know aerodynamics like that and aeronautics, but I'm sure there are times when there's wind pushing a plane and it's still taking off, but you get the point, right? How do the wings work? How does it work in terms of the dynamics to go in the air? It uses the wind against it, right? Ain't that beautiful though? Use what's against you for you to take off. I felt that energy again. Boy, this is why when you go to church, people catch the Holy Ghost. People are like, you faking. Ain't nobody dancing. I've caught the Holy Ghost twice before. It's real. Like when you get in that zone, you be, like when your song come on, you secular ass. When your song come on, don't you feel like, ooh. Like right now, if you just sitting there and you heard, boom, 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 I think you 5-0. If Deep Cover came on right now, you catch the Holy Ghost for music. You would. So that's how this goes. Airplanes take off against the wind, not with it. That means stop bullshitting, complaining, mad at what's coming at you. And you know I had to get you. And stop getting mad at the forces that are in front of you. So you stay put. That's why I told you, do not ignore negativity. It'll be smacking you this time in the front of the face instead of the back of the head. You got to go with it and then use it to go. I got a master plan that I can't wait to unveil on y'all. And I can't do it yet because that's my way of staying humble. I have a conversation and negotiation with my Lord. And he always say, Marcellus, just do it. Like, I'm like, you got some Nikes? Just do it. And then that tells everybody what you did, right? I am built like me. I love to just say stuff. Just say it and let everybody know all my business. And I always get tapped from the inside, like, no, not that one. I got a master one, y'all. Woo, this one gonna be silly. When y'all see it, y'all be like, what? I'm telling y'all. So I'm gonna let it happen. What is yours, right? Because some things you let out, you ever do that? You be like this, whoa. Hey, not everything should be on full display. But the things that are, man, stop being scared. It's always gonna be resistance. Somebody always got something to say, right? But remember, all that resistance coming your way, that airplanes take off against the wind, not with it. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. I must say, it was a very spiritual episode. I feel cleansed. Guess what I'm about to do? I told you I talk too much. I'm about to go get a pickleball machine. Nobody want to come over. Nah, actually, they do want to come over. I don't want everybody over all the time. Sometimes I just want to play by myself and get better. You keep playing with people, you ain't going to get better. They're going to get better too. So I'm about to go play against myself. Pause. All right, having fun. Love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. See you next week at Super Bowl time. Have an amazing one. I will.
Stage a lot faster. Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so inspired to be here, and thanks Shine Global for this award, to be recognized for doing the right thing, to be recognized for doing good things, and trying to inspire others for their own greatness. I'm just a kid from Compton who, at an early age, had to look inside to find my opportunities, because on the outside, there were so many whispers and sometimes yells of I couldn't make my dreams a reality, and thought that was very unfortunate, but I was thankful that I never internalized that chorus that was around me. I was a kid that understood that you had to be greater than your greatest excuse. And I had a lot of excuses. I had a lot of reasons to have self-doubt. But I was able to develop my inner power, discover that inner power, and make sure that I showed the world exactly who I wanted to be. And it was really simple for me. It was to make my dreams a reality. There was nothing more to it. And as I now stand here, just a few miles from where I grew up, where that adversity still is strong, and as we see through these movies, that it's worldwide, not just in our locale. You see the suffering, you see the gangs, you see the drugs, you see the poverty. And there's always one common escape. It's that inner power, it's that ambition. It's having a voice that's louder than those surrounding voices. And I'm on a mission, a global mission, to make sure that that inner power inspires all to not only give, but to receive the blessings that come from giving. And I'm up here right now as a guy who's challenging everyone to give their 3 T's. That's time, that's talent, and that's treasure. Human capital, financial, whatever it may be. Let's invest in each other because we all have to coexist here together. And as I look around and I have a foundation that really inspires these kids to become their greatest version of themselves and to look in the mirror to make sure that they're greater than their greatest excuse. It gives me my greatest passion. I was a kid who wanted to be a school teacher, but because of my height, weight, and speed, I became a football player. So I took that helicopter ride up as high as I could, but as I was ascending, I never forgot that I was once one of those fork-in-the-road kids who was shot at many times, who had to navigate around adversity every single day, who had to waste so much of his brain power just trying to get home every day. And so many experiences that sometimes you become desensitized to. But in reality, that is someone else's reality. So I'm so thankful to stand in front of all of you guys as an example of the kids that we're trying to affect, the underserved, the underprivileged, those who are told that their hardships are greater than who they are. But hopefully we can inspire them all to look inward, because everything they want out there is already in here. Appreciate you guys.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything, anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right. Get a 125% sign-up bonus, and to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we're giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.